Hey everybody, I'm Somebody, and this is the top 5 builds to be able to introduce your friend to 7 Days to Die. We're going to be starting out with a build that is the most supportive, you're most hands-on, most right by their side, and work our way down where you give them more and more leash until basically you're just assisting them with distant things while they're able to go out and enjoy the game the way you do. Each of these builds have a different focus in the skill tree, whether it's agility, intelligence, perception, strength, or fortitude. Each one has something for each of you to be able to enjoy. Starting off with the intelligence and strength tree, Stun Shotty. It's the ultimate support character, from construction perks to influence perks to be able to assist your friend in whatever way they need. Starting off on the strength side of things, the lesser side of things, you have all the construction perks. Getting up to level 7 in this, where you're able to have the shotgun, be able to assist you with the damage, but getting up to level 7, you have access to brass miner, and then all the things with construction perks, be able to get that junk miner, miner 69er means you're able to start doing a lot of damage to blocks and getting a lot of resources. And brass miner means no matter what you need, you're getting it from just mining the earth. On top of this is also Pack Mule. Pack Mule has had a huge buff, if you have not heard recently, where it's increasing your crafting speed in your inventory, which is amazing. As the intelligence person, you're most likely going to be reading all the books, which means you're crafting everything. Increased crafting speed is going to help a lot with that. Pack Mule also unlocks more inventory slots for you, which means you're able to give those armor pocket mods to your friend, because you're only going to have so many of those until you're able to start crafting them yourself. But also it means you're able to take things from them, you're able to consolidate those miscellaneous things like plastic parts and all these different little things that don't really matter into your inventory, so they have more space, they're able to keep up with you and keep running. But also Pack Mule now has a chance to just ignore damage, which is really, really helpful as someone who's trying to support your friend and keep them alive, is that you don't have to worry as much about you staying alive. But with the strength side covered, let's dive into the intellect side, where it's a lot more important. When it comes to intellect, this is actually where you're going to start. I want to talk about the strength side because it's a little bit less, but you're going to start with intellect and you're going to dive in pretty far. Put a couple points in the baton so you're able to find the actual stun baton, but you're mostly going to be just diving in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to level 6, because that's where you're able to start getting Charismatic Nature. Charismatic Nature is a pure multiplayer thing where you're able to give your friends a ton of really important perks. This ranges from them taking less damage, bleeding ending faster, and even to that they get a bonus attribute point, which means they're not spending 3 levels on becoming level 10 in whatever perk they're going toward and whatever skill tree they're going toward. It's really, really good for that, but also what this intelligence tree is really good for is the fact that you're putting points in advanced engineering, grease monkey, a lot of these little things that get you those books that you need, and then with the intellect mastery stuff, and you're going to want some nerd armor since you're using the stun baton, you're able to make it so between the mastery perk and level 6 nerd armor, you have a guaranteed chance to get 2 levels out of any skill book, which means you're naturally reading the books, which means you're not worried about your friend trying to remember to craft those first aid kits when they inevitably forget again and it's horde night and things went really, really, really bad. The biggest reason why this is the ultimate support character, though, is not just from these things that are outside of combat. In combat itself, between the stun baton and the shotgun, you're able to do a lot of damage, but also a lot of control. The stun baton at level 10 mastery allows you to be able to have it permanently charge and lock things down. The repulsor mod is amazing, but honestly, you don't even need it really. The extended electrocution time, along with being able to lock down things permanently by just constantly hitting them, means your friend, if they get overwhelmed, you're able to knock out a lot of the zombies from the combat currently, but they're still able to go and take the kill, which they're going to enjoy doing. When things get really bad, though, it's time to break out the shotgun. First off, there's nothing more satisfying than stunning something and it's just standing there as you slowly load a double barrel shotgun, pull it up, and just take them out. It is very satisfying, but also being able to run in with a shotgun, be able to take a couple shots, couple blasts as your friend is surrounded, and be able to thin out that horde for them. It is amazing. It keeps them safe and allows you guys to be able to continue going in the direction you're going, whether it's finishing a quest without dying, trying to get to the desert without having to turn around to go get him because he accidentally clicked on spawn on bed instead of spawn in your backpack again. Whatever it might be, it keeps them alive, keeps you alive, and keeps you having fun. The second build is actually the first build I ever used when trying to help people join this game for the very first time way back in like Alpha 10 or 11. The Builder Gatherer, or as I like to call it, the mom build, because you are going to be parenting these people. You are a helicopter, and you are a mama bear and her cubs. You are going to go in and do some damage with the strength and fortitude skill trees. Strength with the sledgehammer for those insta-kill, rush down, you know, mama bear going to go protect with a big old sledgehammer, pop some heads, keep them safe. It is really, really good for that. And the ragdoll from the Grand Slam perk allows you to be able to buy time if you don't one-shot them, because now they're on the ground a lot of the time, which is amazing. Why do we want the fortitude, though? is for the damage reduction. The pain tolerance is going to be amazing. Then you're able to get the siphon. For when you kill them, you get HP back. I really actually recommend with this the passive over time stuff. You're trying to let your friend get some kills, which means your melee kills aren't happening as often. Then you want Iron Gut, a little bit less food usage, get the Huntsman to be able to gather more food when you go and kill something. It kind of just scales on top of itself to make sure you guys always have food, you're always able to be topped off, you always have energy, you're taking less damage, you're able to take hits, they're not taking hits, and you're able to kill things very quickly. It does have some extra things though, because we're in the strength tree, we're still able to go get those construction perks, we're able to go gather the resources, let them go do something minor, you know, oh, we're on tier 3 quest, here's a tier 2 POI. I think you can do it on yourself, friend. I'm going to go gather some iron. By the time you're done, well, they're still in the tier 2 POI, but hey, that's fine. Go get more iron. When it comes to this build, you want a couple one-offs. Cooking and farming, I think it's kind of obvious as a mom, kind of helicopter parent, to just try to really handle as many things as possible. Cooking and farming allows you to do that really well. The last two are actually in perception, even just a one-off or put a couple points in for a two-off in these skills of Treasure Hunter and Animal Tracker. Animal Tracker, along with the Huntsman, allows you to get a lot of meat for a lot of cooking, but also just just boiled meat would help a ton, and that's what this goes for. Treasure Hunter, though, is actually unique. We are not going for it to be able to do buried supplies and treasure maps. It is simply that you do more damage to soil and you mine a lot faster. It is so much, it is 50% more damage to soil. You're able to build a base, you're able to build a fort, you're able to go and do whatever you want to do. You're able to get the clay for the cobblestone, be able to upgrade the blocks. You can take care of yourself with the treasure hunter perk. Trust me, I think the amount of soil damage is a little bit broken. I have two things to say really quick before we get into the third build. First, thank you. Really appreciate you being here. If you're enjoying this, you like this type of content, please subscribe down below. Like the video to let me know that you want to see more things like this in the future. Please go to the comments and tell me where I'm messing up with some of these builds. Let me know where it's like, I would add this, I would add that. I don't think this is necessary. I've played this game for a very long time and I love this game, but that does not mean I am a 100% expert on it, and I'd appreciate anything you guys have to say. Let's refine these down in the comments together. I would really appreciate it, and it means that others in the future that are coming here are able to go to the comments and find things that are able to make it so they're able to introduce their friends even better to this game, and I'd really appreciate it. Second though, and this has to do with this next build, you might be wondering, I have not mentioned getting any armor perks yet, and it's for a reason. I don't think you should be grabbing the armor perks. I think you should be focusing on other things while your friend is grabbing the armor perks. I'll let them have the armor that's a little bit stronger, because I'm going to be honest, I expect you guys to be able to handle your stuff better than the new guy. Let them get the armor perks so they're getting armor books, but have them give the armor books straight to you. That armor rule changes though here with third build. You're just going to go full tank, and you're going to go light armor tank actually, because we're going to the fortitude tree, and being able to move quickly and efficiently is still really important when you're taking care of someone else. Being able to get in and out is so important. And with actually the tank, I actually recommend the Preacher armor. The Preacher gloves are amazing all around, the extra damage to undead, but there's a lot of things that just stun resist, a little bit extra armor. It goes away a long ways, and just being able to, you know, buy things for cheaper is great. The tank is all about taking damage. You're not really dodging. You're trying to get in there and make it so your friend is either out in the distance with a bow, a rifle, a machine gun, hopefully not explosives. That would be bad in this instance, but it allows you to take the damage so they're not taking the damage. And it's really, really good for those people that are newer to the game that want to introduce someone else to the game, because it is not that complicated of a build. It's what I'm currently doing for my Let's Play, and it's a lot of fun. To be able to do this build really well, all you need is the fortitude skill tree. You don't really need to go into a lot of other things. And the big things you want to focus on is being able to do the brawler stuff and a little bit of farming. What does it actually look like? Well, you want the farming primarily so you're able to grow hops to be able to make beer. Being able to make beer is really good. It gives you a 300% bonus damage to brawling. Those brawler books are insane. One of them just removes the effect that the beer does for the visual screen side of things, and it just makes it so it looks normal, but you get the bonus. There's things where you're healing, recovering stamina, all these different things. It's really, really good. The actual perks, though, I'd invest in is pain tolerance, the siphoning, rule 1, iron gut. Pain tolerance, I think, is obvious. You're taking less damage. You are getting stunned less often, and if you aren't getting stunned, you can't get concussed, actually. A concussion happens 50% of the time you're stunned. So if you're not stunned, you're not concussed, pain tolerance handles that, and reduced damage. It's really, really good for that, trying to phase tank build. But on top of it, doing the siphon, where you're doing all these melee kills, means every level of it, you get 2 HP more per melee kill. So at level 1 it's just 2. At level 5 it is 10 HP per melee kill, which is not difficult to get done, especially when you're taking the light armor perks on top of this, where it's +1 armor per level per item. At level 4 full light armor it is +16 armor. With the 25% damage reduction after the armor is applied, you're taking very little damage, so the siphon is basically a full heal as you go. Rule 1 for additional speed and being able to run longer. I shouldn't say speed. You're able to run a lot longer. You use less stamina while running, and then you get more stamina at levels 4 and 5. Iron Gut is less food usage is the main thing with this, which means you're able to heal off a lot of the stuff. You're able to continue healing. You have the energy for a lot longer. But also, it makes buffs last longer, so you don't need as much beer to continue doing that additional damage, which is amazing. The mastery is where this build comes together, especially level 4 and 5. Each of those levels give you 50 more health for a total of 100 additional health for your character. The face tank build is so strong when it comes to being able to take hits and let your friends go full out DPS. It is able to be a lot of fun for them. It's able to be a lot of fun for you. You guys are going to be laughing and talking, because I'm going to be honest, if you're like me and you get jump scared easily and you're trying to face tank, oh boy, are you going to jump pretty high, and they're going to crack up laughing. You're going to crack up laughing. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. Number 4, as a reminder, with each of these, we're trying to give a little bit more leash to our friend, is we're getting into the perception stuff with a little bit of agility. This is the sniper monkey. You're just a Deadeye expert. You just use rifles. You are so good with the rifle. The idea is that you're doing support fire, though. Obviously, pop some heads, get some kills. It's awesome. But the idea is you're support firing, where someone else is able to handle stuff, able to get in, do melee stuff, and you're kind of thinning the horde a little bit while they're getting used to it. It's able to be really, really strong. And the way it works is just simply the Deadeye perk with Penetrator means you're able to shoot through blocks to hit zombies. This is super useful when you're trying to be a little bit stealthy. The big thing is handling Horde Knights. You're able to put up some fairly large structures in front of you to keep zombies from getting through, and you're able to shoot through the blocks to be able to shoot all the zombies, and you just put them all in a straight line through like a thin little narrow band coming toward where you guys are. It's really, really cost effective on that ammo. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Another way you can do this, though, that's a lot of fun on other nights than Horde Night, you just kick your friend out of the base and tell him to go around where you guys are at. You get on top of the roof and you just start taking pot shots. Your friend's getting overwhelmed. You're taking out the zombies. Your friend's not going after the zombies. You kind of shoot them and wake them up a little bit so they start chasing your friend. It's able to be a lot of fun. The other aspect of this, though, outside of just pure damage, is that you go into the agility tree for parkour, hidden strike, and run and gun. Obviously, hidden strike is a little bit more damage, but it also introduces that stealth mechanic. It helps your friend learn to start stealthing a little bit more when you need to. Parkour gets you out of damage. Just to level 2 is fine, where you get that extra height and get up to 2 block height with a jump. You open up a door, you're able to jump on top of the door frame and just hide out there while your friend's handling stuff, and you're able to take pot shots with the rifle, and it's fine. And run and gun is just good for when you guys mess up and need to get out of there while reloading a sniper rifle. Running a little bit faster means you're a little bit safer. It's just good. The last 2 things I'll say about the Sniper Monkey is put a couple points into intelligence. Most likely no one's going into intelligence. A lot of people when they're new to the game get kind of scared of the intelligence tree with all these things about junk turrets and sledgies and all these different things. And oh, it's just a lot of books. That sounds lame. I want to break stuff. So being able to go into intelligence and get those things for just, you know, a little bit of grease monkey, a little bit of advanced engineering, just to find a few more books, but also actually a point or 2 into inventor could be a lot of fun with the junk turret. Both the actual turret being able to fire things, provide extra support, but also the sledgy. You're able to put in a stop loss where you're able to run past and sledgy will take out some zombies, so that when things go wrong for you guys, you'll be able to run back and get safe. The final thing though, demolition expert and treasure hunter. You are the terraform king. You want to make an underground base? This is how you dig it out. This is the combo, okay? You are able to do whatever you want when it comes to shaping the world, and it is amazing. It's able to be a lot of fun. You guys are able to make crazy things. I know that in the past, me and a friend, we made a BMX track. We got our bicycles, we got a bunch of like rule 1 cardio stuff where we're able to go forever, and we terraformed the living daylights out of everything. The only way in and out of our base was ramps. You'd have to jump the wall. It was a lot of fun, and you're able to do that a lot better with these kind of perks. All right, it's time I come clean. When I said there was 5 builds, I lied a little bit. There's actually a 6th one coming up after this, but before that, the assassin playstyle is always going to exist in this game, and frankly with multiplayer it's even stronger. This is where a build is able to be a lot of fun in a competitive sense, but also it's able to be a lot stronger for you because there's a second person. We're going into agility and perception primarily with the bow and knife and going for hidden strike damage, okay? Which means that stealth damage is easier to get because your friend is loud and you're not seen, hopefully. But if you do get seen, that's where we want hard target and run and gun. But before we get to that, how do we get this damage off the ground? Hidden strike for damage, from the shadows to have a stealth advantage, and then parkour for safety, getting away, getting to spots that you're able to get these stealth kills while still a little ways away. That is all amazing stuff for the damage. How do you stay alive? Hard target, run and gun. Hard target is you take less damage while moving, which the only time that you really need to worry about taking damage is when you're running away with an assassin playstyle. So you're going to be fine for that. And run and gun allows you to reload that pistol that I still recommend you have while you're escaping. So while you're able to run away, you're able to make sure you have your pistol reloaded for the next time you turn around. That Desert Eagle is going to do some serious damage and you're going to be ready. When it comes to perception skill tree with this, I recommend just going for maybe a little bit of Deadeye so that you're able to break through a couple blocks. You know, you have something behind some scaffolding or you know where the head is on this zombie, but the only way you can line up the shot is that there's a little bit of framework in the way of maybe scaffolding in the zombies in the roof or something like that. Penetrator is going to make it so you still get that headshot and it's going to be very satisfying. So you want to go a little bit of Deadeye, a little bit of Penetrator. Animal Tracker or food, because let's be honest, this build is not really optimized at all for gathering additional food or resources. So being able to do that would be really, really smart. Last thing I'll say about the agility playstyle, I would not focus too much on the mastery perks unless one of them really speaks to you. The only thing that really sounds great to me is level 4 for the damage reduction once per minute. But even then, I don't know if it's worth sinking 4 levels to just try to go get that. So it's up to you when it comes to that. But this build is amazing, primarily for the fact of you're able to either both go sneaky sneaky and you're able to feel just like assassins in the night going through a POI, or you don't both go sneaky sneaky and it becomes a competition of who on earth is able to just survive, which is able to be a ton of fun. You have someone with a sledgehammer refusing to be quiet while you're trying to go in and be able to get stuff done. It's able to be a ton of fun. I've done this before where it was that exact situation. And I still remember sneaking through a little area in this little corridor. And I'm pulling my bow and I'm taking out all these zombies. And I get to the final room and there's all these ones in there. And my buddy shut the door behind me and smashed it with a sledgehammer and woke them all up. Was I mad? Yes. Do I look back and laugh at that moment all the time? Also yes. Speaking of that kind of last situation, though, the 6th build is the explosives expert, the demolition expert. You can still hurt your friends with bombs. Fun fact, you throw a contact grenade at their feet, watch their kneecaps go away. It's fantastic. This is for you to be able to screw with your friends. Go, do it, do it, do it. They deserve it, go do it. It's fine, it's fine. Beat them up, it's fine. Thank you, everybody. I've been somebody. Don't break your ankles, and have a great week.